Hey guys, welcome back to the Just About Anything podcast. This is Raging with my boys Dev,
No, no.
and you know Apex by now.
Salud.
And we got Tatter coming in here in a little bit. He was here. It's storming real bad where he's at, so if he joins up a little bit late, he joins up a little bit late. We were getting ready to start this, and as soon as we were getting ready, it just power went out. I was like, "Damn, dog, that sucks." Tried not living where there's storms.
Let him know, kid.
But that's chill. Anyways, what's been going on new with you guys? It's been a little bit.
After finding out that Dev is an advocate fisher and he don't fuck with us no more. He be fuck with them bass and them salmon and those fucking trouts and shit. He just don't come around no more. Look at my dog. She just back there. She's shunned. Look at her. Sad, depressed.
Damn.
Got a guitar back there he don't even use.
I used to seduce you, bro. Shit.
That's a prop. It's not even real. It's made of silicone.
That is a nice guitar though. That is a really nice guitar.
Telecaster?
What is it? What year is that?
It's 2017.
Nice.
When's the last time you played Mary Had a Little Cow?
Had it back in 2012.
We might have to revisit that.
Shit. Fucking, I got new vinyl that came in like a couple weeks back. It's I ordered this, I think it was back in like June or July, and band that it is, they just dropped an album like 2 weeks ago, so I was real psyched whenever it came in. I was like, I got it the day before the album actually dropped, which is wild.
What band?
Fit for an Autopsy.
I think I never heard of the band before.
They're like, the genre is called deathcore, but it's like kind of like death metal-ish, but they're very melodic. They're very their subject matter is pretty like pertinent to like life and just like overall like just a bunch of shit. This one's more geared towards like, my interpretation of it is it's like the subject matters on like how the world is currently and like the track that we're taking and like where we're going like as a collective civilization as a whole. But that's just my take on it. That's what I think it is. I mean, it could be completely different, but that's what I picked up on from all the lyrics and stuff from songs. That, and went out and, well, my Donovan Mitchell jersey is supposed to be coming. It was supposed to come in today. I'm pissed that it didn't. And then I got my Pens jersey, which, hate the Penguins with a passion, but their jerseys are so fucking clean. I love the black on the yellow and black, dude. It's so nice.
I don't think I would ever take a team called the Penguins seriously.
Dude, they were Stanley Cup winners 2 or 3 years in a row at one
So
point.
the Flippers were just going crazy back then, huh?
Well, Sidney Crosby's. I mean, he
Who?
was like, Sidney Crosby is the Penguins like. I forget you don't watch hockey.
Oh.
Yeah, me neither. We used back in my town, like back in the day. I'm talking about like back in 2011. We used to have the Killer Bees. I don't know if that's an actual team anymore.
Killer Bees?
Killer Bees, yeah.
Killer Bees.
Is that like
No, it was an actual hockey team. Like we had that in our hometown.
Oh, like the AHL or something like that.
I don't know if they were really professional or they were like a under division, but we had the Killer Bees. I used to go a lot to their games, and they're good.
I love hockey.
Good games, yeah. Especially when they start fighting for stupid little reasons.
Oh, dude, the hockey fights are the best.
Yeah.
We went. Me and my wife's like first date was a hockey game, and then our first anniversary, I took us to a hockey game. To like go back, kind of like go back in time to like our first date. It was a lot of fun. I think it's the best sport. I think it's way better than basketball or football or any of that shit. I mean, hockey is just so much more entertaining. I know you haven't been to one, but hockey just has this like when you go into the stadium or the arena and you're getting to your seat and you're getting ready for everything. It's just a really wild like atmosphere. Like The environment is just like it's really hyped up, kind of like you're going to a concert, but you're just waiting to go out there to see people go on ice and beat the fuck out of each other. Like it's honestly the best thing.
It sounds
It's
like
like going.
I would.
Sounds like going over like a wrestling match or something. We also have that over here in the valley. Like we have like apart from hockey, we do have like not a professional wrestling company, but we have people kind of like Mexican luchadors.
I
Yeah,
like those.
Yeah,
I
so
like
we
those.
have that. So the hype around that, bro, it's really good over here.
I love the underground lucha the wrestling ones. I've always wanted to go. I watched the one. What was it? I know Rey Mysterio Jr. was on there, and he was fighting one of the dudes from the other wrestling group, and them dudes were getting bloody over there. I'm like, oh, this is what I like to see.
is that how Rey Mysterio and his dad like got started was doing luchador?
Yeah, he was doing it in Mexico City.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mexico City. That's where he actually went. That's where Rey Mysterio started too. Then he transferred over here to, of course, to the U.S.
Is there one nearby? Or is there one in that? Actually, how much does it cost to go into there? Like,
I mean, do we have events like once in a while?
I gotta find out when. I come out there for a wrestling match, my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, you watching fights and eating a little thing?
Yeah.
Good
I
combo,
would.
brother.
I just can't wait to experience Texas in July. It's gonna be so fun, dude. I can't wait. I went through Texas, like I drove through Texas years ago, but I don't remember. All I remember was driving through like Amarillo, and on the highway, and it was just you just saw this wall of fog, and you drive through it, and it's cow shit for miles of fog, and it's all cow shit. It was awful.
God, that sounds freaking disgusting, dog.
You could probably light a match and you could blow the entire area up. I'm not even kidding. It's that full of methane.
Bro, Jesus Christ. Well,
Cat, what do you want?
Uh,
Ben's is being a pain in my ass right now for some reason.
no, that's Nina right
Wanna
now.
say
She's
hi?
trying to growl at the people outside in the pool. I'm like, why?
All right, Benzie, say hi.
Did you see Dev, I don't know if you care for the Marvel joints, but did you see that trailer with the Thunderbolts and that Captain America
Thunderbolts,
joint?
yeah, I've seen it.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit look kind of gas.
I mean, I do like the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Pretty good animation, so I'm giving that.
Yeah.
But I wonder how the movie's gonna be because I mean, for me, Venom. Have you guys seen Venom?
Yeah,
I didn't like Venom. I didn't like Venom at all.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan.
My thing with Venom, I'm pissed about was they had the opportunity to make that a rated R series because of just how graphically violent Venom and especially going into Carnage, and they just didn't want to do it. And it's like you had the most golden opportunity to make the most lore accurate Venom, and you decided that
They did make a lore accurate Venom. All that's based on the comic books. The entire series 1 to 3 is based on 5 comic books, and that's the starting of Venom. It's just that the Venom that people really wanted was not what they got. They wanted something way more horrific.
well, that's because like they gave us like the origin of Venom. They didn't give us like the true version of Venom.
That is a true version. The origin story is a true version of it. The one you're probably thinking of is the one from like the later series, like when
he's like actually like
more connected with Peter Parker. That's the one you want, but that's not the one you're gonna get right now because you're getting.
Well, no. I want the one with Eddie Brock, but I want the version of Eddie Brock where it's like he's more malicious. He's more like the Parasite version of Venom versus the human part of Venom.
You want the version where he already knows who Peter Parker is after Peter got the symbiote, but unfortunately, we don't have a Peter Parker in that universe. So
not the Peter Parker version.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
The vicious version you want is he's more vicious after the fact when he comes into contact with Spider-Man. That's what I'm saying. So you won't get that version because that one is compiled with jealousy because he still wants to be with Peter because Peter is the perfect host for Venom and he's supposed to be the King in Black. The original King in Black. That's why you saw in the end of that movie that when you saw that dude sitting on that thorn, he's the King in Black. Peter Parker is technically supposed to be that guy. And he's like literally meant his destiny is to slaughter the entire Marvel universe, blah blah blah, save it back together.
No?
Yeah, no.
Really?
Yeah. So it went the Venom symbiote was his host was he wanted Peter Parker, but his perfect host is not Eddie Brock. His perfect host is Flash Thompson, because every symbiote has a host that they're perfectly compatible with, and it's only one. That's why I don't know if you saw in the Venom movie, they said Thompson's been shot. He lost his legs. That is Flash Thompson, because he's supposed to be more grown up. Then that's how you get Agent Venom, and that version of him controls it. Flash Thompson is supposed to be the perfect host for Venom, not Eddie Brock. That's why he's more gruesome and evil, because he's not compatible with Brock. But people see him with Brock so much, that's who they assort with Venom, because he's all cool, buff looking, evil, killing people. But he's always trying to kill Peter, because the Venom symbiote is jealous because it can't be with Peter, because the Venom symbiote makes Peter do crazy things, and he doesn't like that.
That's wild. I never knew that.
There's a lot of lore accurate with that Venom shit though, and
I want to see the. I've heard the new movie is like hit or miss from people. I've heard it's okay, but it's not what people thought it was going to be.
Did you know that after
they made it kind of like Thor: Love and Thunder? Like, I mean, they went into a comedy in a sense instead of like, you know, action. So I mean, for me, I really don't like that. I mean,
I didn't like Thor: Love and Thunder personally.
Yeah,
I never even watched it.
It's I don't think it's worth it. I think I think the way that they had Thor: Love and Thunder is they try to give him, the Thor character, who's always serious and very dry. I think they try to give him too much playroom, like Tony Stark. But I don't think that it works for Chris Hemsworth. Thor is Chris Hemsworth, right? Yeah, I don't think it works for his character.
They just make Thor look stupid and dumb.
It really did.
That's what it did.
For like a character that's like after Endgame, and you think, oh man, he was so cool, blah blah blah. He finally got his shit back. Just to go back, I'm gonna go have adventures. I'm like, bro, go fix your city. What are you talking about?
Right.
Your people are drowning. What are you doing? Go be a king.
Well, it's funny, right? Because like I didn't like Ragnarok as much. I still think 2 is the best Thor movie, but I hated Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I thought that was the dumbest fucking version of that movie that they could have made. Because it's not that I don't like. It was what Russell Crowe is supposed to be his dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I didn't mind Russell Crowe's character. It's more so like they made him out to be this omnipotent like person, and it's like, and then you have Chris Pratt as Quill, and Quill's just a normal fucking dude. It's like, this makes literally zero sense. How are you supposed to be a god and your son is literally like nothing? That's never happened anywhere.
So without Ego the Living Planet, he doesn't have any power, because I think the story went, he kills his own children, unalives his own children for YouTube version. On the simple fact that that's how he continuously keeps growing, gets more powerful, because he does it with a whole bunch of women.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how he just keeps recuperating, absorbs them, gets more powerful, finding out that Mantis and Star-Lord are brother and sister. So that's the thing. Comic book shit. So afterwards...
What?
Yeah. I'm guessing you didn't pay attention to that movie. So Mantis
no, you're right, because
that was in the Christmas special. That was in the Christmas special.
Because I saw the third one twice, and that's just references that. Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that until I remembered they brought that up in 3. 3 was the saddest movie I think I've seen in a very long time. That was not what I was expecting at all.
Heard to jump up, right? But the problem with and sometimes I don't really think it's the multiverse shit that was the problem with the Marvel, is the fact that it left too much leeway. So there were too many open spaces. So, and I truly do not believe in superhero movie fatigue, because there's not a lot of content out there for superhero stuff. We don't get a lot of content at all. People are just tired of seeing something that's not great. That's the problem.
I think my take on it is like, granted, superhero stuff and like comic book world is like there's so much to like, there's so much there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is because there's so much of that there, it's how do you make an adaptation that's film that kind of tries to take the source material and try to keep true to itself, but also you're trying to be Hollywood, so you're trying to add a little bit more flair and you're trying to, make it more, eye candy, eye grabby. But like, at the end of the day, like you have all the source material, and whether it's Spider-Man or if you're looking like DC with like Batman and Superman or Green Lantern, whoever, like you have all of this material. How do you go about making it, to where it's captivating for an audience? Because like we went from the Dark Knight trilogy to having Ben Affleck as it's like the Doomsday version of Batman. And then all of a sudden, we go from that version to Robert Pattinson, where he's starting off like he's more of a detective and it's more gritty and brutal. And it's like within a span of 15 years, we've had that. And it's kind of confusing. You know what I mean? Like there's so much source material for that, for especially for Batman, that they're kind of taking direction, just kind of going wherever. And I feel like that's the same thing that Marvel's doing. They're just kind of taking direction with certain characters and then just kind of just running off with it. And there's so many more characters in Marvel that they're trying to make even more out of it, so that way they can profit off of it, and it's either doing good or it's biting them in the ass.
I'll tell you what the real problem is. It's the direction of it, and I blame. Personally, I feel like it's the directors, not really the Marvel studio or the DC studio, because a lot of these directors that seem to be coming on are trying to make it its own thing. And there's nothing wrong with making the movie its own thing, but if it doesn't add to the original, if it doesn't add to the previous story and what's going on in that storyline, it's gonna fall apart. And I feel like with a lot of the directors they make movies to end. When you're making Marvel and DC movies, you're not supposed to end the movie. It's supposed to live on a cliffhanger and continue on to the next story. They aren't doing that. It's like you're giving me a story of like the end of a chapter, even though I know for a fact another chapter is going to end. So like wherever you left in here, it's not going to really add up to anything, and it's really going to feel like okay, where do we go from here? Because the ending of a Marvel DC movie is supposed to get me excited for the next coming movie after this one, and that's what it's not doing.
I'm glad he brought that up, because when I went and saw Black Adam, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, is whatever it came out. Right. I loved the movie. I personally liked the movie, and it's not because of The Rock. It was because when you have somebody that's as dedicated to try to get a character off the ground like that, and then he worked with the producers. He did try to get the movie, but the producers and directors wanted the movie to go a certain way. So he didn't direct the movie, somebody else did. And then you leave on the cliffhanger of you have Black Adam chilling there, and then Henry Cavill Superman comes back, and then all of a sudden we hear that Zack Snyder and James Gunn, is it James Gunn?
James Gunn's taking over.
Okay.
Or took over, should I say. Already taken over.
That they just were like, yeah, we're not, Rock's out and Henry Cavill's out. And it's like, you just brought Henry Cavill back as a cameo and confirmed that he was supposed to fight. At least it looked like he was supposed to fight each other.
I don't think his face was showing. Was it? I thought it was just his silhouette of his Superman character.
No, he came out. Like, they showed his face.
Oh, wow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was Henry Cavill. Like, he came back to do that, and everybody thought he was going to actually come back and play the role, and he was supposed to. And then they're like, we don't want you as Superman anymore. And he's just like, okay, whatever. I've got other shit going on.
And he did.
It was like him with like Witcher, like, which is why he's one of my favorite actors, because he takes source material very seriously. So like, if you're a nerd, like all of us are, and your biggest thing is like trying to stick to the way that comics and games and stuff are, like, I'd leave too if one of my favorite series was doing some real dumb shit. You know, like
I mean, it's like too whenever like they cast that cat. He's no longer gonna play The Witcher. Any cat?
yeah,
Kind of sucks for that. I mean, he was a pretty damn good fit for the role.
he looked just like Geralt. That's the thing.
Mhm.
He had the look and he had the actual like demeanor of being a Witcher to a T. And you guys let him walk because you decided to change how you wanted the show to go because you didn't want to stick to what was there. You just wanted to go and do your own thing. And that's again, I feel like that's a very like a very very prevalent problem in Hollywood right now. Like you have all these shows that have whether they're made from books or they're made from games or whatever the case is, and then you're kind of like straying off the path and you're wanting to do your own thing. And like I get it. I get that that's like what's popular and that's what you want to do. But when you have a dedicated fan base that's watching because they like the games or they like a book or they like this or like that, when you stray from that, you're losing the fans. And your only reason that you made it is because the fans wanted you to do it. So you're really shooting yourself in the foot because you're not going to have the people that were there to watch your show, even if, for example, The Witcher, even if it is going to be the last season of it. When you shoot yourself in the foot by not only getting rid of the main actor, but you're straying off the path. I mean, I know you're sinking your own ship, but you're just sinking it even quicker because nobody's going to watch that. Nobody. I don't know anybody. I don't know personally any of my friends who want to watch the end of The Witcher because he's not there.
Not really.
I'm not gonna touch that thing with a 7-foot pole, brother. And like that woman that went on there and said that Henry Cavill was difficult to work with. I hope you just lose your job because that
he's
has
not.
to be the most complete BS I have ever heard.
Oh, and it's no different than like right now what's going on with him with Warhammer because Amazon has the contract for Warhammer. And he is ready to pull the plug on working with them because they want to change the lore of Warhammer. And I guess from what I've seen is they're trying to make it Amazon's version, if we want to call it quote unquote woke, is what everybody's saying that they're trying to do. But he's like, if you touch that lore, I'm out. He's like, and Games Workshop has told them too, like they have until I think middle of next month or some point next month to come up with like a decision. If they don't come up with a decision, then Games Workshop's backing out and they're finding somebody else, which personally I feel like they should go with HBO or Hulu.
I think HBO will be a perfect fit for them because HBO has given us some of the most gruesome things ever, and I feel like with the money backing it up, that'll be good for them. And I think DC might even help them out on the side, on the low.
Well, what's doesn't make any sense the fact that like Amazon just came out with Fallout this year. It's their most successful show, I think, besides The Boys.
And Arcane.
And it stuck to the Fallout universe. They didn't change anything, really. I mean, they made it its own thing. I don't know, you've never really played Fallout, but like anybody who has played Fallout, if you guys have, like, you understand that they kept the show as close as they could to like the actual universe of Fallout. And they could do the exact same thing with Warhammer, and they're just like, nah. It's just sad.
I haven't seen the show at all, so I don't know. I didn't play the games either, so I don't know like the story mode. Honestly, I don't know what the game and the show is about.
You mean Warhammer?
No, I'm talking about Fallout.
Oh, dude. Oh, none of you have played?
No.
Really? In the games.
Dude. Okay, if you want a game to play, because you can get it free, well, you can get all the Fallout games for free on Game Pass. But my personal favorite's New Vegas. Because it wasn't made by Bethesda. They gave the reins to Obsidian, who made the original first 2 Fallout games, and then they made Outer Worlds and all that. They had like an 18-month window to make this game, and while it still was kind of buggy as shit, it's like one of the quirks with it because it was so well done for the short amount of time that they had, and to me, from what I've heard, it's everybody's fan favorite in the series. Now, I hated 4 for the longest time because I just didn't think 4 was good. And I went back, I think it was back in like, I don't know, May, June or April, May, I think is when I started playing again. I was doing like a whole like gameplay series of it, streaming it. And it was a lot more fun than I remember, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I will highly recommend 4 to anybody, because after playing 76, and 76 was a disaster, and then they fixed it, and now it's probably, I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10 as a game that started off as a 1 and worked its way up. It's so good. Yeah, I would highly recommend like checking that series out. It's definitely
check it out. Yeah.
There's so much just like quirky shit you can do too. Like even if you want to do mods, like some of the mods for that game is outlandish. I mean, there's just so much stuff you can do in those games. It just makes it so much fun. Like the karma system alone, in my opinion, is like the greatest thing I've ever put in Fallout. Because if you do something, it'll be like, everyone liked that. Or if you do something bad, everyone hated that. And it's like, okay, I don't care. If you want to hate me, go ahead. Like, I'm probably going to end up fighting you at the end of the game anyways. Like,
Yeah, because whenever those games came out, I think I was hardcore playing the Halo games. I think it was either Halo 4 or Halo Reach.
Reach would have been right around the time that...
Yeah, Halo Reach or Halo 4. It was around that time.
Okay, now we're talking... So, the 20th anniversary of Halo was yesterday, I think. Of Halo 2. Halo 2.
Halo 2, yeah.
Yeah. And I was sitting there like, damn. I personally still think 3 is the best one out of the originals 3.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's where I actually started playing online on Xbox Live.
2 was... I mean, even remaster... Or the, even with like 2 getting the remake of the story and like getting like overall like a graphics overhaul, it was great.
Right.
But 3 story is still out of the Master Chief Saga, he's got the best story in 3. But Reach is my personal favorite story. I think that there's nothing that compares to it.
I think personally, I'm still such a big sucker for Halo Reach, and I can understand why people like ODST a lot as well.
ODST is like the most underrated one.
Yeah, personally, for me it goes Halo Reach, ODST, then probably 3 after that.
Yeah,
the newer one does not come close to what it feels like, and it's not even a nostalgia thing. I feel you up the graphics, but the story does not compel me. And that it may be a deeper lore thing that I'm not understanding, but it just does not compel me to want to really dive deep into how Halo used to be as a game. Excuse me, as a game.
I feel like it's...
Go ahead.
I want to agree with you too, because like 4 was like the last good one. I mean, 5, I never played 5. I wanted to play 5. I could never find anywhere to play it besides on a console, and even when I had my console, it was still like 150 gigs, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. But 4 was great. I heard 5 was fantastic. Everybody just shat on it just because, oh, they're hunting Master Chief, boo-hoo. Infinite was not very good. I did not like Infinite's story at all. And even the multiplayer is very mid at best. And I feel like it's what 343. Well, now they're called Halo Games or Halo Studios or whatever they're calling themselves now. I don't know what it is. You're kind of just shooting themselves in the foot because they just don't care to put out any good quality stuff. And apparently they're making another Master Chief game.
Bro, I don't need another Master Chief game.
I want another.
When it was just the people under the Master Chief section, or just the other Spartans. Games were better than other Spartans, but just Master Chief.
I want a game that explains the timeline between 3 and 4, and I want to play as Arbiter. That would be the sickest shit that we could get, because I want to be able to go back and play as Arbiter again. I liked that's why I like 2 a lot as far as the story, because of the back and forth. Because being able to go back and forth and see the perspective of Master Chief and then get the
Sorry, I'm
perspective
back.
of Arbiter. Welcome back. And then like understand what Arbiter is going through because of the prophets and what they're trying to say. Their word is like absolute and all this and all that. Like for him to poke the holes in their philosophy, and I was just over here like, damn, Arbiter is kind of a G for that.
Arbiter was a G.
I loved Arbiter. That's why I was saying, like, I wish that they would make a game that shows his perspective of what happened between 3 and 4.
Shout out to Art Bussy, bro.
Arbussy is,
Shout out to that Art Bussy.
yeah.
I feel like something that could have went better with that series was what is this? What is the timeline for Halo? 1, 2.
What year?
What is the timeline?
It goes Reach 1, 2, 3, and 3 and ODST are at the same point in time. 4, 5, 6.
I think
Because Reach is technically the prequel, because I read the book of Reach, and the book that I read was about Master Chief's version, and he was actually on the Pillar of Autumn when it was taking off because he got wounded, and the Pillar of Autumn had to go to Reach to refuel and get supplies. And he wasn't like mortally wounded, he was just wounded because everybody else in the squad had just gotten killed. And the other Spartans that were down on Reach were like the last. They weren't his version. I think there were 3s. I think there was what. That might be mistaken. They were, because he's a 2. I think they were 3s. And Reach is like at the very end when the Pillar of Autumn takes off. That has Master Chief on it, and then you have the objective to survive, which actually is rumored that Noble 6 lived. They got him out, but again, that's a rumor. In the book, as soon as Master Chief gets out of Reach's orbit, the Covenant just glasses the entire planet.
Because I remember it was like Final Stand, just survive. And then,
dude, that was the hardest shit you could have ever done. That was
the best thing I've ever seen in the Halo game. Ending.
When I did it with the friend that I was playing with back then. I did that, and I was just going for like 5 or 10 minutes straight. Like I was trying to hold out as long as I possibly could before they killed me. I took it as a challenge.
Someone did a modded version of that, so when it explodes, you get to see the aftermath, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, when Reach got glassed, like the entire planet was gone. Everything on that planet was gone. But Reach was essentially the prequel to 1. 1 just shows what happened. That was Chief finding the ring that the Covenant was after, and then they, subsequently they found the ring, and that's where everything takes place at.
Facts. You know what we really need though? We need another Lord of the Rings game.
Dog, I'm waiting for. We need a new Shadow. Shadow of like War was the last one we got. I want another one, like either that or just remake Shadow of War. I know it was only like 7 or 8 years ago, but that game is one of the best Lord of the Rings style games I've ever played.
I remember
my life.
I remember one of my first forever friends in like elementary school. His mom and dad got him the GameCube, and GameCube had a Lord of the Rings game on there. I don't remember the game from heart, but I just know we played.
That would have been one of the movie games.
I think it was the Fellowship of the Ring one, because I just remember that game being so nostalgic, and it was. I think it was still before its time, because you got to actually jump on an ogre and kill it like you get in the actual movies. And I'm like, to this day, I'm like, I will never get something like this ever.
To this day.
What's your guys' favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Excluding
one? Two Towers.
Two Towers, yeah.
That's a good one. I would say
excluding Fellowship of the Ring.
I would have to say mine's probably Return of the King. I love. It's more so the battle scenes for me make that entire movie like the best out of. I would say it's as good as was it Five Armies? Was the last Hobbit movie?
Oh yeah. Dude, I forgot about the Hobbit movies. Hobbit movies were pretty damn good.
Well, going from like just Lord of the Rings in general, like the Return of the King had the best, in my opinion, the best fighting scenes out of. I mean, because it was the only one that really fought, but still, it was so well done for its time. And then Battle of the it was a. If I'm not mistaken, because I never watched the Hobbit movies. I think I've only watched that one, like at the very end. But it's Battle of the Five Armies, right? Something like that.
I would have to say Return of the King.
Yeah, Return of the King is my favorite, but the best battle scene happens in Five Armies. That was the hardest battle scene I've seen in the Lord of the Rings anything. I guess Legolas or Orlando Bloom is coming back to play Legolas, and
Okay.
I can never remember. I can never remember a dude that played Gandalf, but he's coming back. Ian McKellen.
Brother Magneto.
I thought he was there.
Dude, I didn't know he played Magneto until you told me that.
Oh my god! Every day you find more and more way to piss me off.
You didn't know he played Magneto?
Every day. Yes.
No,
Ian
because
McKellen
yeah,
plays
I didn't know
Magneto.
that either.
And people don't know.
I didn't know that either.
Ian
Wow.
McKellen has been in our entire childhood when it comes to movies, and specifically, he's been in Magneto in every X-Men movie. He's been Gandalf and everything else with that. And
I
along
mean,
with
not
that was
the
Patrick
Mag.
Stewart.
Yeah, not the Magneto from the newest movies, from like the.
No. That's the young Magneto. Ian
Yeah, I don't know
McKellen.
who played. I never watched the newer ones. I remember watching an older one, but I don't ever remember seeing Magneto in those movies. I think it was always I always got to the parts where he wasn't there.
That's so crazy that you missed him because he was literally right there every time.
That's crazy.
I just never paid attention.
That's crazy.
Ian
though.
McKellen's older than
What-
too.
No, let's segue to this because I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite Hugh Jackman film? Excluding Deadpool and Wolverine.
The Greatest Showman was in the movie. The Greatest Showman ever.
Probably.
What was it called?
X-Men Origins, probably.
I would say mine's got to be. God damn it! I just had the name. Prisoners. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
No, I haven't.
No.
So-
Scratch that. Van Helsing.
Van Helsing was a good.
Oh,
one.
Van Helsing. Yeah.
That's gas. I need that
Prisoners
version of
is-
Wolverine. I mean, that version of Hugh Jackman. Give me
Prisoners was in my opinion his best, like, because it's more like not even suspense, but just kind of like a drama, like a dark drama movie. But his role in that movie is just so raw, and you can relate to it, especially if you have kids. Like you will relate to it.
No, you know what? I'm about to drop some knowledge on you that I bet y'all did not know. Remember that movie Flushed Away with the rats?
Oh my god,
Remember that, right?
I barely remember
Hugh
that, but
Jackman's
yeah.
the voice of Roddy, the rat.
What?
I bet you didn't know that shit. Look it up. I swear to God. The boy's a verse.
What was your favorite like animated movie between like 2001 and like 2007? Like
2001,
maybe like a
2007?
top 3. Yeah,
Give me-
between 01 and 07.
Atlantis, Treasure Planet, and Atlantis, Treasure Planet, On Top of the Dome, The Iron Giant. Iron Giant because Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
Iron
yeah,
Giant. It's a
yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's a freaking classic. Oh my god. That did come out 2001, right?
Which one?
Iron Giant came out 2006.
Like
shit.
2000?
I think it came out 2006.
Oh, hold up. Let me.
Google that.
Yeah. Iron
Oh,
Giant
no,
came out
1999.
99.
Oh
I
my
thought it was right
God.
around there.
I got Treasure Planet though. Treasure Planet came out 2002. I'm safe with that one.
That missile is heading for the Giant's current position. Where's the Giant, Mansley?
But Atlantis is definitely.
Atlantis was top tier. Like Atlantis and
2000
Treasure Planet shared like the
Atlantis is
same
specifically
animation style, and
2001.
it pissed me off that they never followed through with like very many more movies with like the Treasure Planet style, because that was such an underrated Disney movie.
I feel like that could have been like a game at one point.
I feel like it should have been.
That would have been like a classic game. Just ride that hoverboard everywhere. You kidding me?
We
Okay. If I can't have that, I can't have the Iron Giant because it came out in 1990. So I give me Brother Bear. I love Brother Bear. That's
movie
That's
makes
a good movie, yeah.
That movie makes me sad.
What's the name of the horse? The name of the movie? It's okay.
the horse.
Horse?
It's a horse, yeah. It's like a black and white horse.
Black and white. Oh
Marty?
no! Is it the
Not
zebra
Marty.
thing?
No, I mean that's fucking Madagascar.
No. There's another.
There's a movie. There's a movie about a horse.
Is it a talking horse?
Secretariat?
I don't know.
Is it
what
animated?
was. Yeah, it's animated. It's from the time they make those movies.
I think I know.
Animated horse movie.
I think I know what you're talking about. Don't look it up. You want to cheat yourself.
Brave? I don't know. It's Brave.
No, I know what it is.
Spirit.
Spirit.
Spirit. There you go.
Spirit.
I just looked it up too. I was like, oh yeah, there it is.
It's another one.
Oh, it's Spirit.
I missed this.
What do you think?
I think
Weird
this is-
question.
I think this was the era when they were still drawing with pen and pencil. That's when movies
yeah.
were good. That's when animation was good. They were
They were still it was when they were it was more computerized, but they were still like almost digitalizing it into the computers and like doing it that way. But it was still really hard. Like when I was like a kid, I got to see the Disney studio because when you go to Disney World, like you can just go and see the studio because it's one of the things that you can do. And they talk about the way that they animated back then because they talked about the way they did. Was it Toy Story or Finding Nemo? Whichever one came out around. I think what year did Finding Nemo come out? 2003. I went down there. 2000. Well, it might have been 2003. I don't remember. I know I haven't been to Florida since I was 8. So if that tells you anything.
Top 10 greatest.
But no, they could. Dude, Phil Collins just wrecked that shit.
Phil Collins is
Phil Collins and Tarzan movies.
Yes,
Phil
Collins had us in a chokehold singing all these Tarzan songs.
It's gonna be a sad day when he goes.
How old?
It's like it's gonna be about as old as Ozzy, I think.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me check.
Because I remember doing it while you checking. I'm gonna keep the segue going.
Phil Collins is 73.
Oh yeah, he said.
And Ozzy is, I think Ozzy's 75. Ozzy's 75. He just got inducted, by the way, to the Hall of Fame after all these years.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yes.
That bat biter? That's crazy.
Dude, after, him being the greatest rock and roll musician of all fucking time, he just now gets into the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy. I'll tell you,
yeah.
Off the rip, if I'm going to keep it a buck with you, son, let me speak real quick. Greatest female Disney character is definitely Mulan. It is. Because the mother girls ain't fighters like that. They were not fighters.
I'm gonna have to argue you with that because Star Wars is now part of Disney, so I'm gonna have to go with Princess Leia. Yeah, I'm gonna have to poke a hole in that one. I'm sorry, Chief.
She ain't no Mulan, boy. She wasn't getting down and dirty with the rest of them.
Bro, she literally was wearing a bikini standing next to Jabba the Hutt in episode 6.
Okay,
she was very dirty.
That was slavery. That's not the same.
She wasn't a... Well, no, yeah, she was.
Yeah. You tried to defend her. Look at you. Nah, Mulan,
she was.
She was. She was out there.
She almost got ate by a worm, though, dog. Like, who gets eaten by a worm? Mulan didn't.
The same one who was about to get eaten by a fucking tyrant trying to destroy her country. That man was eating people.
Is it me or...
Go ahead.
I would say, is it me or is Doodle Bob from SpongeBob just a cartoon version of Jabba the Hutt? Think about it. They talk the exact same. Beach Waska. Meatball. Haba waba waba.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Meatball. Haba waba waba.
Excuse one more time. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I
do blame DreamWorks for one specific thing though.
What's that?
I'll never forgive them for DreamWorks.
Is it for For making Shark Tales?
Nah, El Dorado. Making
Ah,
that woman
man.
that damn thick in El Dorado was criminal behavior. I was a child.
They knew what they were
They
doing.
knew what they were doing. I was back there gooning before I knew the word gooning was a thing, boy.
I I hate that that's like the new term for that now. I hate that that's the term, but that's 2024, about to be 2025, so we got to get with the times, I guess. God rolled.
Shout out my gooners out there.
Shout out Gooners for real.
We goon at dawn.
If you goon, type in comment that you goon, please. We want to know.
No, we don't. I don't. Another movie from that era. What was it? There was another.
Guys,
movie.
remember? Was it just Robots?
Robots.
That the one that?
My mama was thick as hell with that rump, boy.
Oh, and Fanny.
Fanny.
Bro.
Walking around with that thing on her, boy.
She was built. She was the literal definition of dump trunk booty.
Bro, she was built to last. I tell you what.
Bro, I swear she had a black hole inside that ass. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everything was in
sucked
that
in
bitch.
for demolishment, boy. Hey, yo, Dev, what was your first cartoon crush?
This is incredible.
You were a nasty
Ooh.
fella. I knew you were doing back there. Nasty guy.
I mean,
Nah, because
she
I can't complain because I ain't gonna lie. Disney Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network had us too deep in them goth mommies, bro. I was down horrendous with the Hex Girls. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro.
I think my first crush was Shigo. That explains my taste in women too.
This gonna be
Damn.
I'm gonna make the nastiest thumbnail on this shit.
Maybe I should call her.
Maybe I should call her. Maybe I'm the problem. I can fix her.
I'm just gonna hit her and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry to hit you up at this hour, but I think I can still fix you."
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm toxic. Let's fix this together. Maybe I was.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I just didn't give too many beige flags for you to reconsider. Here's 3.
Maybe I should be going using those freaking those crystals. Maybe the crystals were right. I needed to change.
Yeah, maybe I really should have gotten more amethyst instead of more sage. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Nasty.
That's my birthstone, dog. I love my shit. I used to hate my birthstone for the longest time. Now I'm in love with amethyst. I think it's the prettiest birthstone.
I hear you.
Personally.
You know what animated movie I did not like?
What?
Peter Pan. I did not like Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
I like Hook.
Figuring out Hook was never the villain the entire time. It was always Peter Pan's fault.
You know, there's a rumor that Neverland is where. I guess this is a running rumor that has been going on for years, but all the kids in Peter Pan and Neverland are dead.
And he just keeps taking more kids to keep him company.
He's like the Grim Reaper. He's just taking them.
Weren't those
as they
kids
die
in war at one point?
I think they were kids that were accidentally killed in war, if I'm not mistaken.
Because it was similar to the Narnia situation.
It took place in like World War. Technically,
War
takes
II?
place like in World War II, I think. Because Narnia takes place. I don't even think it takes place in World War II. It says Narnia takes place in its own different timeline,
Right,
but like
it was the war aspect that was
Yes.
similar because a lot of those
Yes.
movies back in the day was based off of that war. So when those kids would be going missing and stuff like that, we just thought they just went to a fairyland world. In hindsight, they might have just died.
oh, look at Star Wars. Star Wars is literally a modern, or it's a film adaptation of how World War II was. You have the Empire, which was the Axis, and you have the Rebels, which was the Allies. And that, when even though the Allies had, it seemed like they didn't have a lot of men, like they had more than what Germans and all them thought, but against all the parts in that war where we should have lost, like we prevailed, and it kind of shows that in Star Wars because you've got a tyrant that has to get toppled, and it happens. I mean, it's literally almost, I don't know what the term they use for it, but it's like it is loosely based off of World War II. Almost like you guys ever play Killzone?
I've seen it. I haven't played it.
Same thing. Almost exact same thing. Like, there's so much stuff that's based off of World War II that's just no. We could make this one a little bit shorter, make the next one a little bit longer. If you guys want to see a little bit longer one next time, let us know. But we got some other things that we're trying to stick to, and we kind of started this a little bit later than we wanted. Just tune in next time when we have a live chicken in the audience. We'll figure out a way to make that happen. Trust me, I'm a doctor. You got anything you want to say?
Tune into the live streams next year.
Yes.
When we go to Texas, we'll be streaming live with a live lobster.
Yes, we are getting a lobster. We're gonna name it Lenny, and we're gonna do like a whole bunch of cooking segments with it. We're not gonna cook it. We're just gonna do cooking segments with it.
I never promised that last part though. On stream.
No lobsters were harmed in the making of our Texas trip. I'm gonna just put it out there.
That you saw. Now, I am saying this though. We're debating if we want to keep the rubber bands on the lobster's arms or not. And just to see what happens.
Yeah, we are.
We're debating on what if we want to. We're thinking about leaving it off, and if someone leaves us a finger, hey, GG.
Yeah, it's definitely up in the air for that because I would like to see what happens. You know,
I would like to see how strong that crusher is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't want to go to the hospital or have any of us go to the hospital.
We'll just get like something to stretch out.
Like a carrot?
Yeah. Let's see if it just breaks it off all crazy like.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're probably gonna have. I will say we'll have so much from that trip. It's probably gonna be like its own playlist. Will come that time. It's not gonna happen until July. You guys got plenty of time, but it's gonna be wild. Okay. And we're excited to be able to bring it to you, and we're excited to be able to just show what we're like when we're in person. So
expect maybe a video maybe twice a week with that one. We're just gonna have a lot of content dropping out for y'all. A lot of food places, a lot of shout outs. If you have any local places in Austin, Texas that you want us to go visit and hopefully get some shout outs to, please let us know.
Or if there's anywhere in Texas that, or specifically in Austin, that you want us to visit, any places that you think we should check out, do whatever with, let us know too, because you know we're going there for a week. We want to be able to experience Austin and what all it has to offer for us. So if you guys have any recommendations, let us know, and we'll try to hit these places up and make something for you guys. So put that out there now.
Mm-hmm. Right. Until then, I'm the Apex Samurai.
And I am Raging Raccoon. Also, if you guys want to see more of us when we're not doing this, we'll be getting back into doing some live streams on Twitch. Our links are going to be in the description. Go ahead and drop follows and just kind of like see what we're doing when we're not recording and we're just being general degenerates.
Until next time, we'll see you later.